Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news in review for May 19th, 2024. Of course, we got Transformers news another week, another Prime or two or three. We've also got some NECA doing a few things. This is some Freddy, some Elm Street stuff going on. We'll talk about this. We've got Ramen Toy with some updates on some projects, a few pictures we're going to take a look at. Some cool stuff going on there. Also, we got some Masterverse-y stuff going on. This is very time sensitive. The 22nd, is that Tuesday? Something like that? Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be talking about this. And then, getting into some Star Wars stuff, I'm going to talk about this. Now, this is a picture from... This is Geek Dad Life, and also, Yes Have Some did show this picture, and is it a fake? Is it real? Is it true? We'll talk about this for Star Wars. My thoughts. Coming up. Alright, so what's new at Show Z? I don't know why I am surprised at all. I shouldn't be surprised. But this is the Mod Fans KS01C Bless. This is 3 more color variations. A total of 4. They made 3 color variations of the ruler, or the roller, and now for the Cerebros, we have on the left is the red one. Then we have the one in the middle is cartoon, and one on the right is for your Titan Returns Fort Max. And yes, they can all work on a Fort Max. And I think the first one's like Grand Maximus. They've also got in stock right now, $99.99. This is the Mastermind Creations, MMC's Ocular Max, RMX 18 Melody Rosanna. And it is basically eject rewind in sort of a pink color. And Shozy also has this up for pre-order, $1 down. Now, this is where we get into some Masterpiece news. This is the Magnificent Mecha TFM1. And this is Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon. And I kind of was looking at it thinking, is it last night? But it says Dark of the Moon, so I'll go with it as Dark of the Moon Prime. And it looks pretty interesting. It's very intricate looking. It looks like it's got a lot going on with it. And then it turns into a really clean, smooth truck. So here is the truck. And that's one thing that I find very impressive about the engineering behind the live action movie figures, is that the alt modes usually look very clean, very smooth, and then the bots, they got all that stuff on them. So very impressive how they get there. I'm wondering the transformation on this, how will it be? But so cool. Kind of looks like Rhino too from Mask. There's not a lot of Masterpiece news, but there is a Robotech Dow, the VF1S Veritech Roy Focker's action figure, 150. It's only 8 inches tall, but it's 150, and it is highly posable with 109 points of articulation, 4 pairs of hands, it's got a gun pod, 4 sets of missiles, a mini Roy Fokker figure, it is Roy Fokker, and a pair of side cavity fillers tool. And action stand, it does look pretty good, and I think 150 is a pretty good price because it is a smaller one. Yes, it does transform / convert Robotech over. It also has the Girl Walk mode and all that stuff going on too. Pretty cool stuff. And as a Jetfire fan, I like these. Trying to get the vintage ones is pretty expensive. Getting the vintage ones with the armor and all that, that's tough. So cool to see this. Right, so really low on any real Masterpiece news this week. And I've talked about a lot of things I'm looking forward to Friday, so go check that video out. But I gotta say, Missing Link here, this is a series of good pictures Takara put out for it, and I've got more information about Missing Link. So BBTS has it up for $39.99, which is closer. I thought they should be $30. So $39.99 is a lot closer. I still don't know what Show Z's price is going to be, but I'm guessing / hoping closer to the BBTS price than the TF Source price of $50. Some people are saying other places are taking pre-orders at $60, but I don't look at those places, so I'm not sure. Now let's get into looking at these things kind of side by side with the G1. And you can see they do look a little bit bigger, more enhanced. So I think they've done a good job here. I think they're great. But still, for the price and they get the gun, it's cool they're doing it. I still feel like 30 would have been the sweet spot on these. And the bigger problem isn't so much that, oh, I'm paying $10 more. The bigger problem is a lot of people won't be in on them at all if they're too expensive. And where's the line going to go? Well, I really do want a Megatron. Megatron needs to turn into a gun in this series from Takara. It's the only way you're going to get it. Let everything else turn into a tank. I do kind of like how the head itself on this, you don't see the silver on the neck. You see the silver just in the back part. I think that looks a little bit better. So there's a lot to this that has improved a lot more than initially just looking at pictures. And the shoulders a little bit higher up. They've done a pretty good job here. I like what they've done with this. Give me a Megatron. I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. This is Mattel Creations, their Hot Wheels Transformer. You remember a while back when they were talking about doing some collaborative work, and we all just thought Hot Wheels figures. The thing is that Hasbro's held the transforming gimmick close to home. So it's not very often that they farm out a transforming gimmick. And I can kind of see this, but to farm it out to Mattel is really weird, really strange. But then it's not so strange. $80 for a Hot Wheels size scaled transforming Optimus Prime, painted very well. The chrome, I mean, it looks chromed all over and just chromed in different colors. That's how good it looks. But $80, I'm not even slightly considering it. I'm not at all considering it, but it looks good. These pictures are from Lamley Group on Instagram. They got a test shot, a sample from Mattel Creations, and they did some great pictures. This thing looks phenomenal. It actually looks amazing. I have the world's smallest Transformer one I got for like $25 or something, and it has a trailer, but I think it's been a long time since I pulled the world's smallest Transformers collection out and the Just-A-Toys stuff. But this is right up that line with Just-A-Toys, World's Smallest Transformers, and it looks good. And I don't know the whole story. I don't actually know everything about this. Why is one of them transformed and one's not transformed? I don't really know about all of that. But I still think it's kind of cool. I think it's a really cool set. Should have been lower priced. I mean, there's really no reason for this to be more than about $30 or $40, in my opinion. It is die-cast, painted well, but again, I might be wrong. It says it has impressive packaging, which is reversible box to display in robot or alt mode. So there's the answer to that question. Light week on Masterpiece and Legends. Hasbro's got quite a bit going on. But this is Dr. Wu and their Cliff Jumper and... So what do they call this? Dr. Wu Mechanic Studio, Leap, Cliff Jumper, and Pulse Gun Shockwave. Toy colors, set of 2. Because I thought we've seen these before, and there they go. These are tiny, like 2.5 inch, I believe. 2.17 inches tall. And then, in the same vein, why just make one when you can make 2, double the profits, and just recolor them? You get the Shockwave. What do they call this? This is wheel hubcap and the Pulse Gun Shockwave black version, aka Shockwave from Radio Shack. But there they are. Pretty cool. 2.17 inch tall. In all reality, that wheel hub would actually make a true Legends scale version. Alright, so here are some pictures of the new Mod Fans Cerebros from, I can't pronounce it on Weibo, but on the left is Titan Returns, Titan Class Metroplex, and then you get the Mod Fans one down there in the middle, and then on the right, I think it's Unique Toys, and then of course the last one is G1. Wait, that's too small to be G1. I don't really know what's on the right. So looking at this picture, I think the head is a bit small on a Titan class figure, but it'll work in a pinch, and kind of makes you think, how will it work in a pinch on maybe a Metroplex redo, a redux of Metroplex, because that might be coming down the road. Here's a Fort Max comparison of, I think this one is Grand Maximus on the left, but it doesn't matter because we're looking at head size, and I guess it works. I mean, I feel it's a little too small, the one on the right, but they give it a neck kind of elevation piece, which makes it work. And so a Legends figure works on a deluxe scale head for Titan class. All right, let's get into some Hasbro stuff because there was a lot this week, and I have thoughts on everything. The Decepticon Commander Pack, possible first look. I remember reading this on a leak list and thinking, what do we need another Soundwave, Shockwave, and Starscream for? And are they just going to redo those molds again? No, they're not. If you missed out on the bridge set, you're still going to get a Soundwave coming up, but you might not get that Shockwave again and that Megatron again if you passed on that bridge set. But I thought this was going to be like another bridge set type, and this is not at all. This is Cyberverse, and we're going to get into talking about Cyberverse here in a bit. Now we have from, I just can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, I want to give credit, but if I can't pronounce it, I apologize. This Legacy United Star Raiders, Thundertron, Calcitron, and Night Strike 3-pack in hand. And that's what they look like if you're interested in this. It looks kind of cool, interesting stuff they got going on. Repaints, variations from other molds. But yeah, that's pretty much the long and the short of it. Let's see. I think there's another good comparison we have of this Rock Lord looking dude. Calcitron is a nice blue redeco of the Legacy Magnus with a new head. Calcitron like calcium buildup, kind of, right? And then Night Strike is redeco of Generation Selects Scar, a retool of Siege Ratbat, so you can kind of see that and how that looks. Kind of cool. I'm not sure. I don't think I have the Ratbat. Did I miss the Ratbat somehow? Anyway, cool looking stuff from Hasbro coming soon. All right, the biggest news of the week. Oddly enough, it's biggest news. It's kind of small. These guys right here from Hasbro, and we're going to talk about them. This is the May stream that they had, and let's just kind of go into each one of them real quick. So I think this one is the Bumblebee movie Skywarp that they had, and it looks like the Bumblebee movie version. I like purple in it. It is what it is. It's okay. It's cool. I never was a huge fan of the design. Some people love this. I'm kind of like Tetrajet or G1. And I just don't need all of the other ones in my life. But I gotta say, the people that love it, love it. If you like this, enjoy it. Buy it. Because I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of different iterations of this down the line. But they're doing it right now, and there it is. It looks pretty cool. Then we got Springer. We're going to go through the alt modes first. And it's been a while since I reviewed the Siege. Is it Siege or Earthrise? Earthrise. No, Siege. Siege Springer. So it's been a while. But I don't see this being almost worth double the price. It is looking like double the price. I know they've retooled some stuff. It does look slightly different. But I don't think it looks different enough, in my opinion. My only problem with the original one was that the knee was loose, and standing on my shelf doesn't really affect anything at all whatsoever. It looks really similar. I don't have this one in my hand right now, and I do know that he's going to come with more accessories as a leader for $55 instead of the, at the time, $29.99, because it was just $30 back then for the Voyager scale. But I think that the first one they did looked fine. This does look a little bit better, but is it worth the upgrade if you have the original one already? That's up to you. What do you guys think? I'm not really going to go out of my way to get it. If I see it on sale or something, because I've already got the one, and I've got like 4 other Masterpiece ones. I haven't really checked secondary prices on the Siege. I bet the Siege one is through the roof on secondary price, and so this is probably a welcome, refreshing, option, but it's still double the price of if you bought it at Siege. So I kind of see this. I mean, I'm not mad at it at all because it's double the price of what I paid for mine, but it's got improvements. I think Steeljaw looks okay for what he is. Is he going to be $10? I mean, all by himself, he looks okay. It's fine. I don't think he looks horrible. I don't think he looks great. I really feel like they're utilizing the $10 price point perfectly for these cassettes and to give them a little bit more than they had before, and I think that's great. So it's not a bad looking Steeljaw. It's better than the G1, and I know I've like 3 people mad at me that I'm saying that the new stuff's better than G1, and I'm happy for it. But anyhow, here's cassette mode, and he's got this speaker. There's going to be another speaker to go with the blaster that's going to be with, I guess, ram horn or something. Another one of these cassettes that I'm hearing, but pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. It's actually something I never really thought about. Pack in a specific accessory with these $10 ones to give it a more value. That's a pretty good idea to deliver some value. Straxus, I gotta say, my son was talking about this character and saying he wanted it. And he didn't really know much about it, but he said it looks cool and he wants one. And so he's gonna save his money up and buy it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. I personally am not too interested in it. I think it's cool though. I think it looks great. But the box is interesting also. It is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, $55. Now for this Bumblebee, I kind of thought the first Bumblebee they made, or the most recent one they made, was pretty cool. Pretty decent looking. I still think this one looks good also. I think they have pluses and minuses. Each one has a plus and a minus. I can't genuinely say this is significantly better than the last Bumblebee they put out. And I can't say that the one before it is a whole lot better than this one. The thing is that I think the chest on this looks a little bit better than what they did with the last go-around. I like what they did with the chest better. And the feet still feel kind of bulky, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just going to put it at that. Not bad. The biggest complaint people have with this figure is the alt mode. And I'm a Penny Racer guy. I want it to look like the cartoon. It look like Penny Racer. It looks a little squished. It looks like a Penny Racer that got in a wreck, but it's still not horrible. And I don't display in alt mode. So if alt mode is a sacrifice so they can make that chest better, and they use the faux parts, and then of course there's a complaint. It uses faux parts. I mean, we could talk about this all day, I guess, but why bother? It's all right. There's so many Bumblebee options out there. It's not the end of the world, but it's nice that there's yet another option. You know, we got over Bumblebee for a long time, and then they've kind of put a shortage of Bumblebee out for a while. And truthfully, that's what they need to do with Star Wars. Put a shortage of Star Wars out for a while. All right, let's talk about this. This appears to be their pipeline reveal list, and I want to go down it. I think I'm going to go backwards on this. I think I'm going to hit everything in this picture, or most things in this picture, but Leader Armada Galvatron is going to be a repaint of Armada Megatron. Leader Soundwave. So Voyager Soundwave is now going to be Leader with 3 cassettes. Mind you, he was a special pack for 40 with 2 cassettes. Now he's going to be 55 with 3 cassettes. But repacking the Netflix one again. So if you missed the bridge, you can get that one. Voyager Animated Motor Master, and that's interesting. Voyager Metal Hawk, same mold, but more toy accurate. Deluxe G1 Optimus Prime, toy-based Optimus Prime, which that'll be interesting. That'll be quite interesting to see. Deluxe Slipstream, that is made from a wind blade, a core boulder crash redeco, not confirming the gender or the name. So that's got to have some sort of relevant factor to it. And then Energon Core Galvatron and Legacy Wave 4. So cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I think there's maybe 2 things in here. That Optimus Prime is intriguing, what they're doing with that. If they did a toy version, G1 toy version of Megatron, I mean, are we going to play with that game? So I said we were going to talk about Cyberverse. It's actually Earthspark in here. So Earthspark appears to have a second season coming on the way. And then after that, it's canceled. And there'll be a new season, a new series, a whole series that comes out. Which doesn't surprise me at all. But they want to stay relevant. They want to do these things. I'm curious what the new series would look like. Obviously, this is still a rumor. Nobody really knows. But this is a really strange, tumultuous time when it comes to these shows. Producing shows not cheap. And then the toy line based on it. I kind of feel like Earthspark sort of flopped. But I actually see on the toy aisle kids picking them up and wanting them. So that tells me the media is doing something. The media is generating an interest in kids because I see them picking them up, and my son says they made a bad decision. Speaking of bad decisions, taking two teenagers to a water park for the day doesn't sound like the funnest thing in the world, but I can have fun standing in line at the DMV, so I had a heck of a time. Anyway, this is Pops making some Pops figures, and I'm not going to show them all, but I don't know, I thought this Laserbeak looked kind of cool. If you're into Pops or you're into Transformers or Transformer Pops, I mean, hey, here's the thing. Here's where it stands. And I'm going to be very open and honest with this. I do not collect Pops. The only Pops we have literally were joke pranks bought for each other on clearance for like $1.50. But if you like them, again, enjoy them. Buy them, enjoy them. There's certain aspects of the Funko Pops, as in they have the most licenses out of everybody. They blow Super 7 out of the water. They have more licenses than anyone, any company that makes collectibles. And so that is impressive in itself. But past that, I don't collect them. But if you like them, then enjoy them. Let's pick a nice transitioning moment. A Nightmare on Elm Street, NECA, Furnace Diorama, and accessory set reissues. And here we go. $59.99 for the accessory set, $39.99 for the furnace. And I've got a Freddy figure, oddly enough. It's one of those things that I saw it on the shelf, and then it was gone. Then it popped back up, and it was gone. And then I thought about it for like 6 months, and then I saw it again, finally bought it. And I actually do have a Freddy cosplay, and it's the most popular of my cosplays that I wear. And so with that, I mean, might as well have a figure. I'm not in on the accessories, though. I don't have a display. I don't have a scene. Never even opened the figure. But these are all cool, interesting. Remember them from the movies. Right, so this past week, I was looking at some NECA stuff, and I found they made a Christmas Story, maybe 2003, 2006, I don't know. But there's more to the line than this. I don't think they're action figures. They're more like statues with slight movement to them. But anyway, thought it was cool. Pointed out, I never knew this existed. We got some Masters of the Universe stuff going on here. This is the Horde Trooper Prime Red. And it looks pretty cool. It's interesting. I might be in on this, but if you want the Extendar, it's coming up soon. Alright, so Mattel Creations is putting out Extendar, and it's going to be up for order on May 22nd at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I think that's 11 o'clock here. Anyhow, you gotta be there for this. It will sell out. This is not gonna be there lingering for weeks, days, maybe 30 minutes at the best. I kind of don't like how they do this later wave stuff, and I don't have a clue how many more are coming. Is it 5 more? 10 more? 80 more? Will we be doing this for 20 more years? I don't know. Have no idea. But anyhow, I'm in on this. I've got the G1. I think I have the classics. But the thing is, this will be better than actually the vintage. Maybe not better than the classics. Right, so Ramen Toy is working on their Musk. This is a 3D printed prototype of what's going to be included. Looks pretty good. Still working on what's going on with that. And the project is still in the works, so that's good. We got our 1/12 scale or 6-inch scale bridge laying tank. It's pretty cool. They got some cool stuff to show. Here's a bunch of the parts that are going with it. Vehicles take a lot of parts. A lot of moving parts. Especially something that's a tank that lays a bridge and looks like this. So this is pretty cool. And they're moving along with prototypes and all that kind of stuff. The versatility of this to reconfigure it for 3 or 4 different versions and then repaint it to other schemes. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Well, Elvira, boppa, 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 meow, meow. So NECA's putting out a rainbow version of Elvira for June, which is kind of an LGBTQ month. Here's what I gotta say. Walmart, Target have both shrunk their footprint for this stuff for June. Facts. This is the only thing I see coming out for June. Release date, June 1st. And if you want this, you're in on this, get it. If you don't want this, don't get it. That's all I gotta say. Super 7's got some Sesame Street figures coming out in the reaction line. Now, I'm not down for this. I don't really care. But I think it looks cool. And if you really love these characters, Oscar the Grouch in his trash can and all of that, then this is the only way to get it. $20 each. Alright, so let's get down to the Star Wars nitty gritty. There's some Hot Toys reveals this week. I don't do 12-inch. I don't do the 1/6 scale. And to comment on that stuff would just be like some sort of a sideline comment. Doesn't matter. So I'm going into this. Now, Vintage Collection, HasLab. I am a huge actual vintage collector of Star Wars. And the Cantina would be great. Now, we got Geek Dead Life with Jay over there, and then we've got Craig and his whole ensemble at the Let's Have Some podcast. Here's the deal. This is actually what vintage collectors want. This is great. I don't know the details, what add-ons, what other figures are included. Is it going to be $400? I think. They said there's going to be a premium version for $500. Don't know what that means. And I'm kind of a hypocrite if I don't support this. Because this is what Star Wars collecting should be in 2024. But at the same time, it's a lot of money for a slightly better version of what we got with the Jabba Palace. So looking at this, I'm excited in a way, but the only way to get this is to have bought like a 2013 set, and you got to buy like 6 of them to get the whole thing built. Now this will be a whole thing. This is kind of something they've made before, but better. There's a lot to this. I mean, this is a whole video. I will wait till we get the whole story and break it all down in a whole video, but I'll probably be in on this because it's OT, Original trilogy. And kind of something we have asked for and need. And with that, I'll talk about it more in the future. Alright, so what do you think about this week's weekly news in review? Yeah, I know it's kind of light on the Masterpiece and Legends Transformers, but we've got a lot of other weird, strange stuff going on. Let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe, and Teddy Overhanger out.